Oh shit. Let's get it. Oh. Morning, bitches. It is a sad morning. It is a sad morning. I have some bad news. So I got a call this morning about, okay, so last couple of streams I did, check my, what is this? Is that volume level? All right, yeah, it's past noon. I just got up. Sleep schedule, man. Sleep schedule is all over the place. Told my doctor. I'll talk about that after a bit. So last couple of streams, talked about the madhouse. You know, who's over there, what it's like. Truth be told, they are like family to me. And me and Stacy are our real families. My family are pieces of shit. And yeah, so is hers. I just remember growing up, you know, during the holidays. And you know, whatever event. You know, it was nice for a time. I don't know about Stacy. I know she was family oriented and she liked her family, but anyway, my point is fast forward to today, and you know, we are not included. We are not included at all. There have been holidays where my family convened in secret behind the backs of me to have a secret you know, Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner and whatnot. So, oh man, it was bad. I remember one year, my mother and I were calling around, you know, asking what everyone's doing for the holidays and stuff, because sometimes some people get a little finicky. They, you know, so we're asking and everything, and the answer from everyone was that they had other plans. They weren't going to be in town. You know, they had a friend or a boyfriend or somewhere that they were going, or that they weren't going to do any cooking. They're not having Thanksgiving at their house. You know, so everyone was not going to do anything, or not sure what they were going to do, or what have you, right? This one year. And so my mother and I, this is back when she was alive, my mother and I, we were always the dingleberries. We were always the ones going to other people's houses. We never hosted it at our own house before. And so her, me, and my wife, we were like, well, we'll do it. It was our one and only Thanksgiving. We were like, well, we'll do it then. If everyone's being weird and I'm gonna be out of town, I don't know if then we'll say fuck it. We'll do it. And so my mother and I and my wife, we bought all the stuff. It wasn't as big or as grand as, the traditional homegrown Thanksgiving that we grew up with and stuff, but we cooked pies and we had a turkey and we had a bunch of stuff. Even I helped out. It was fun. It was an experience, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun. We invited everyone, all the aunts and all the cousins and all the grandmas, everyone who said that they weren't going to be in town or they didn't want to make Thanksgiving because for whatever reason. We were like, oh, okay, fuck it. Well, you could come here if you don't want to do any work and you don't want to do anything. We got canceled. We got canceled on by fucking every single one of my family members, aside from my mother. Every single one of my family members canceled, either at the last minute, the day before, the day of, or they just didn't fucking call. They just didn't show up. I'm gonna kill that boy. Not on my fucking piano. Not. Are you serious? The fuck? That means I'm not showing them attention. They're doing shit like that, misbehaving on purpose. I'm not showing them enough attention. I try to play with them and be a good dad. Never hit them. Never hit them. I know I joke about beating the fucking shit out of them, but you never hit them because they don't know. They don't know, what they do wrong and stuff. Anyway, so this one year we made everything. Everyone canceled on us. Some people just didn't say anything. They were a no-show. And needless to say, we were all bummed, because everyone gave us this, oh, woe is me. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm too busy. I don't have enough money. I can't buy anything. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it and go. I'm just going to be at home. I'm not going to do anything, or I'm going to be out of town. Everybody gave us this story. And then when the time came, they just didn't show up or they canceled. It's, oh, I'm sick. Or I'm not feeling something like that. I knew it was bullshit. I fucking knew. I didn't want to believe it, but I fucking knew. Turns out a family friend of ours went to Thanksgiving dinner over at my cousin's house, who lied and told me she was going to be out of town. Yet turns out she had Thanksgiving at her house. And everyone went over there. I had no idea because she lied and told me that she was having it somewhere else. And I didn't know that everyone else was lying and just going to go over there. And it was just this weird secret meeting to exclude me, my wife, and my mom. Because they lied to all of us. And it was weird. And it was fucked up. And I never forgot. I never forgot. Anyway, I say all this. I say all this because I gotta spit the dick out. You know how I like to ramble. Especially my later years, Thanksgiving and other holidays, they weren't all that great. A lot of stupid shit. My family can't get their shit together. And then after my mom passed, it was just being Stacy. And And we found a new family over at the Madhouse. And they're great people. I talked about all the shenanigans over there and everything, but they're great people. We love all of them. They would have a rotating cast member of their own friends that we would see every year, at least twice a year on Thanksgiving and at Christmas. And sometimes, like this year, we went over there for Easter and other holidays and stuff. Sometimes just random fucking get-togethers and shit like that. There's a rotating cast of their friends and extended family that we've come to know and love, like Uncle Bill, who I don't see every time, but he's a great guy. Lisa, the one with who made the stuffing, and just other people, Kevin and his fat fucking daughter I want to fuck. I make that joke every time he's not in the room. Larry, Dion, extended cousins and their kids and shit, who I remember when they were little. Now they're growing up and they have fucking kids and shit. Oh man, one of them, his name's the fuck is his name? I want to say Blake. Is it Blake? I think it's Blake. Oh man, I remember him being okay. So like, Chris is like 3 years younger than me. Right, we're all adults now and shit. But I remember back in the day going over to the house. I was maybe 17. I was still a kid myself, but I was old enough. Chris was younger. Chris was like 15 at the time, something like that. And then his younger cousin Blake was a couple years younger than that. So he was like this 11-year-old kid. I remember he was sleeping, and me and Chris were kind of picking on him. I went a little too far, and I threw a wet paper towel, I crumpled up, and I baseball threw it, and it just kablam hit him in the side of the face when he was sleeping. Anyway, his ass is all fucking grown up now. He's fucking tall as fuck. He could probably whoop my ass. I hadn't seen him for like fucking 10 years or some shit, and I finally saw him, and he was fucking man. It was crazy. I thought maybe he would fucking cold cock me or something like that. I remember you. No, I was proud of him. We were chatting it up. He got a little drunk that night. It was fun. I'll tell his story some other time, or maybe a little later. I don't know. But there's a wild story with that one as well. So yeah. So I've known these people. They've come to kind of be my second family these past few years. After my mom passed, and I really wish I just would have made a different commitment. I really wish I would have made a different investment earlier on. Because for a good decade, in my mid 20s, mid 30s, both me and Stacy were running around like chickens with our head cuts off, trying to chase after our family and be a part of the group. And we could have just fucking jumped ship and just said, fuck you guys way, way sooner, way earlier. But, so I say all this because Lisa, the lady who was the center of the story in my latest Madhouse video, she passed away. I got a phone call. Susan, the grandmother, she actually called me. She was crying and stuff. I think she just wanted to vent. When she calls, I just listen. Yeah, she told us she died. And yeah, wow. Now I came to know her a little bit, and I saw her every Christmas and Thanksgiving. And I wish I would have known her a little bit better. We didn't really talk all that much. But she was always there, and we did chit chat, and she never said a single foul, unkind word to me or Stacy. She was always nice. She did. I don't know what else to say. other than how she died. Which I am reluctant to say, mostly for selfish reasons. She died of a fentanyl overdose. It's 2 people I know who have specifically died of fentanyl. 2 people. This isn't the second person I know who's died. I've known tons of people who died. Second fentanyl overdose. Talked about the first one in a previous video as well. That one hit me hard because he was a kid. I knew him literally since he was a baby. Lisa was old. Lisa was an older broad. She's a user. Yeah, I know a lot of drug addicts. All the old broads, all the old dogs. You know. I'm not gonna pretend my mom was clean as a whistle, but at least she didn't die from like an overdose. You know, she had pretty bad heart problems, heart and lung problems. Maybe brought on from years of use. I don't know, but yeah, a lot of older people. They're hooked, still hooked, and their deaths come in waves. There's 3 major waves. There's the first wave of deaths, right? All the young ones, all the young kids that go too hard, or they get fed crap, or they're just not pro. They intake too much, something like that. And we got a death like young Casey I spoke about in my lost children video. Right. When I was young, when I was like in high school, it didn't happen very often, but there were kids every once in a while you hear who died of a overdose. So that's the first wave of deaths with the drug addicts, with the life of a drug addict. That's the first wave. And, you know, it sucks. Live and learn, or don't. And then, if you don't die, you know, you grow up and you become a drug addict. You pass the first wave, but you're not home clear. You're not out yet. Then you become a drug addict. And there's a second wave of people who die. And this happened when about 15, 20 years ago. Just a lot of family friends, just a lot of family and friends just seemed like they were just dropping left and right. This year it's this person, next year it's that person, then it's this person. Hey, remember this person? A lot of older drug users who have been doing it for a while. They just they get to be a little bit older, years go by, and what happens is, okay, you're now a drug addict for 10 years strong now, right? You know what you're doing. You've been doing this. You've been sucking dick for money and, you know, for fucking the next fucking hit. Not even the next high, but the next hit, just so you could make it through your day, right? You've been doing this shit for a decade now. You're 30, you look 45. And you need something a little bit more. You need a little bit more. You need to go a little harder in order to feel, in order to get a nice high. And the stakes are up. And so when you're in your 30s or 40s, when you've been doing it for so long, you just need a little bit more. And so what happens is these people, they go a little too hard sometimes. They go a little too hard. You don't get bad shit anymore. I mean, you do, but they're able to spot it. They don't have those amateur deaths. Someone who has gross shit mixed into their stuff. At this point of time, they have their dealers. They have their established lines. They have the people they trust. Bad shit still happens, but they're way more cautious. They carry kits on them. They test their own stuff. No joke. So they're more pro. Accidents still happen, sure, but this isn't the kind of deaths you get, when you're older, when you've been doing drugs for a decade plus. The kind of deaths you get are the negligent. I just need to go a little bit harder. Or suicide. Or suicide ones. Suicide deaths. Meaning they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. There's this one lady I know. Her name is Judy. I actually went over to her house to crack off a piece once. I didn't. She wasn't home. She was a fucking I talked about her before too. The one that would come over and fucking be all up on me and shit like that. I didn't. She wasn't home at the time of. If she was home, I would have fucking oh my god, beat that ass. She gone now too. She had a series of overdoses that people suspected were intentional. Anyway, when you get a little older like that, you have the weird deaths, the people that don't give a fuck deaths. But there was a wave of it. It seemed like everyone I knew around this time, about 20 years ago or so, they were all kind of dropping like flies. There's all these strange characters and people I know. Fucking Four Finger Johnny, Ethan. What the fuck was his name? Cotton. You know why they call him Cotton. Mandy's kids. My god, there's this chick named Mandy. She's got like 15 kids. 15 fucking kids. One of them, the baby, his name's Diddy. His name's Dylan, but he died. Like half of her fucking kids are dead. Half of this fucking broad, she's like my age. She's got 15 fucking kids. She gets fucked all. Damn, I never tapped that. Thank Christ. I wouldn't have come in here. Had me a kid. She got 15 fucking kids. She's like my age. She's like Octomom, right? She still looks. Nah, she don't. I haven't seen her in a minute, but she's starting to look a little. I remember when I saw her last, she was starting to look a little nasty. I remember somebody told me how old she was. I was like, really? Because she was rolling around with the older gang, like she was one of them. She weren't. She was my age. She just looked horrible. Had a million goddamn kids. Half of her fucking kids are dead from extreme bad parenting. She always had hoodlums that literally died in the streets, gang violence, overdoses themselves, reckless driving, shit like that. Anyway, a lot of deaths in this second wave. Third wave comes when you're an old dog. Years and years of prolonged drug use. Decades. They're in their 50s and 60s now. And they look like they're in their 70s and 80s. Like, they look ancient. They really do. They really do. Lisa was an old dog. She was I think she was in her 50s, maybe early 60s. I fucking beat off to fucking porn stars in their 60s. Still look good enough. You know, Google search some of your older Hollywood fucking chicks. Jennifer Lopez is in her fucking 50s. She still looks great. Angelina Jolie is in her 50s. She still looks great. This woman, Lord rest her soul, looked like she was 90. She had vertical wrinkles that spanned the entire verticality of her face. She looked like a raisin. She had no teeth. And then she talked to you like this. Poor thing. That's what happens. Really try not to speak ill of her for obvious reasons. But yeah, the third wave is when you're an old dog and prolonged health problems, prolonged unforeseen health problems due to prolonged use. You know, a lot of them die. A lot of them have like kidney failure, weird infections. They'll have bad kidneys or bad livers, and they'll have a bunch of health problems and blood problems, and they'll get an infection, you know, something like that. They'll have to be hospitalized. They'll go into the hospital due to a prolonged problem, and then they'll go again and again and again, and then after about a year and a half, they go. Not your typical old age shit. I mean, I know people get cancer and hereditary diseases and shit, but these people are suffering something big from prolonged use. I'm kind of in the same boat with you know, my diabetes. You know, if I don't take care of it, I could have all sorts of health problems. It's a slow killer. So a lot of these older people are starting to go. Due to prolonged health issues that just do not exist when you're younger and having fun and drinking, swilling them drugs. Everyone who didn't get out. You know, you can't just be careful. You can't just test your shit. Make sure, you know, it's, you know, not mixed with something weird or laced. You can't just make sure you don't overdose. You can't just do that. Because it's going to take its toll on you. A little surprised that she had died of a fentanyl overdose. That shit seems to be claiming a lot of people. I read an article about how Seattle's morgues are overrun with fentanyl victims. It's a problem here in Seattle. And our left-wing Democratic officials, our mayors and our governors, aren't doing or saying anything about it. They're just sweeping it under the rug. Just like all these fucking places. Fucking sucks. Every time something like this happens, I just think of everyone who's died. Fucking everyone. Casey, Mario, my mother, Dylan. Fuck. Some of them are kids, man. And when I mean kids, I mean literally under the age of 18. All the lost children, people in the group home I grew up with and shit. Even my boy Adis, the man hiding in the closet. He, when I met him, he was high on coke all the time. This piece of shit, his name was Quan. They lived in the ghetto, and Quan was a friend of the oldest brother, and he would come around every time and peddle shit. And he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was fucking doing. And he gave Adis, who at the time of was like 12, gave him a giant fucking coke rock. A giant fucking rock. He said it was a rock. It was like this fucking big. Right? And he gave it to him, knowing goddamn well him and all of his friends were gonna fucking use it and get high and get hooked so he could sell it to him. Piece of fucking shit. So Adis kept it for himself, didn't sell it or nothing like that, got high off of it, and just hoarded the whole thing. You just scratch a little off, and he brought that shit back to the group home, and he got the whole fucking program high. Not me, though. Not me. That wasn't my coke moment. Not me. I actually was not. I knew at the time of. I actually knew of him. Like I knew who he was. I knew he was my friend's younger brother at the time. But him and I weren't tight at the beginning. It wasn't until after a few years, after we were teenage. We grew up a little bit more. We got pretty tight. But at the time, like the whole program got high. And one of them fucking he was talking to me about this the other day. He's still salty about how fucking Jay busted on him. Jay fucking told on him, oh, D's got me high and I guess it's his fault. What a bitch. But yeah, Dees is still fucking salty about that shit. Man, just think of everyone who's died every time some shit like this happens. And I try to think of who's next. And then I think, don't really like that answer. Because I think everyone is next. Everyone's up on the chopping block. Because the sad truth is all the old dogs I know, except for my grandmother, they're all cut from the same cloth, man. They're all still alive, but they're all still doing it. None of them have stopped. That's not true. That's not true. The ones that stopped are the ones I don't see anymore. There's one woman. Her name's Charlene. She was my mom's friend. Her, Corinne, and my mother, they were like the three musketeers. The three fucking... And then they just stopped hanging out with Charlene. And I would ask them, what's going on with that? You know, why are you guys avoiding each other? You know, I haven't seen Charlene in a while. Turns out, no, I invited Charlene to my weapon. My weapon? What the fuck? I invited Charlene to my wedding. To my weapon. You know, and I was talking to her a little bit, and she said, you know, she quit doing drugs. She got her life together and stuff. She's having a grandbaby, and she just couldn't hang out with the same people anymore. And I was like, I understand. Then she stopped hanging out with Corinne. You know, Corinne hit me up the other day. Have you heard from Charlene? I haven't heard from her in a while. I didn't have a heart to tell her, but yeah, sounds like she's cutting her out of her life too. It's different from someone who used to use. I used to, a very brief moment. I don't. It's weird depending on who you talk to. Some people will go, "Yeah, you're a user, you're a recovering addict. You'll always be." No, I don't really feel like I am though. I've never gone back to it again. I've never wanted to. I just don't have an addictive personality. I went hard for like a fucking year, and then I was like, okay, I'm done. I was basically just sleeping in the woods by myself the whole fucking time. That's about it. Good old Redondo Beach. But yeah, if you're later in life and you're a user, you see a lot of like rock star fucking stories and shit. Oh yeah, I was high all the time in my 20s. Like, bitch, you were fucking doing drugs for like 7 years. That ain't shit. A lot of these people have been doing it for 30, 40, 50 years. And then they quit. Charlene is quit about a decade ago. So she quit when she was about 45-ish. If she's around the same age as everyone else. About 10 years ago, so she would have been about 45. She's been using ever since she was in high school. So, good 25, 30 years. And damn, and she quit. Good for her. Very proud of her. You have to cut people out of her life because you start hanging around them. They're bad influence. Not that they all like push it on you. Here, have this, take this, smoke that, drink that. It's just they're around you, and that's what they do. That's what they're doing to have fun. Me, when I'm hanging out with someone, my buddy comes over. It's like, what you want to do? It used to be, let's go fuck. Let's go out there. Let's go get some girls. Then we got girls of our own. So now it's just, let's drink. What you want to drink? Want to play some games? We'll sit down for maybe an hour or two, play some old fucking game, co-op, something he hasn't played in a while or something like that. And then we drink and talk. But drug user, that answer is always smoke a little bit of crack. Among other things. Let's go get a little bit. It's just what they do. Fall back in old habits. So you can't hang out with these people. You just can't. Charlene looks amazing compared to other people. She's about probably getting up to 60 now. She's in her 50s. I think she was a little bit younger than the rest of them, but she looks amazing. She looks amazing. She wears makeup heavily, and she always primps herself up, hair dye and other things, but like that. But she looks her age. She looks her age. She does not look older. She looks amazing. So that shit really fucks you up, how you look. So I had my doctor's appointment yesterday. He was blown away with how well I'm doing. Blown away. I have been working hard. Sometimes I get self-doubt. This was a rare good news. No good news goes unpunished, right? This was genuine good news. I was stressing over it. I was going to do a video. I was going to do the video the day of. And I was like, I'll just wait until afterwards. I'll give you all the good news or the bad news. And then, Lisa fucking dies on us. No, I was stressed out. I went. He had nothing but good things to say. He wanted to do a check. This was my first checkup. Technically my second, but this was my first real checkup after some time has passed, after I was diagnosed with diabetes, after I was put on medication. My first real blood test and checkup to check all my levels, to see where I'm at, see if my medication needs to be adjusted or anything else. And I go in there and they take my weight. I haven't weighed myself. Now, I thought I gained a little bit of weight. And I have, I believe. I believe I have. The past few weeks, I think I gained a few pounds. Maybe 3, 4, maybe up to 5 pounds. I just feel a little heavier. I think you could see it in the face a little bit. My face is a little bloated. My stomach is just a little bit bigger than it was. I feel like I gained a little bit of weight. So I was fully expecting to go in there. And they're like, you're a little heavier than you were. And truth be told, I haven't been doing as good on my diet or exercise as I was. I was going hard at it. I'm still very proud of myself, but got to get back into things. I go in there and they weigh me, and I'm 10 fucking pounds lighter than when I went in there last. I had lost like 10 pounds that first time I went in there. The doctor gave me the bad news. I got on the medication. I fucking started hitting the diet and the exercise. And I came in there a little bit later after that with the follow-up. And he says, you're doing great. That's good. Good work. Good news. Good. Keep doing that. And then this is like basically 6 months later. And yeah, I lost another 10 pounds. I'm down to 210. 210. My heaviest was 250. You could see it back in some of my older videos. If you go back and look, it was a while ago, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, check the timestamps, it was huge. I was my heaviest. I think I did a video on it. I was like, this is my heaviest, 250. Yeah, I lost 40 fucking pounds. I do look good, don't I? I look a lot better, a lot healthier. I feel healthier. So yeah, I lost more weight. I'm eating. I'm exercising. Not all this weight is fucking muscle, but I was a little surprised with that. The fucking the receptionist, the nurse, she doesn't actually do anything. She just does the meaningless tasks, helping you on the scale, taking you to your room. She's a big girl. And she's trying to keep it professional, but flirting with me a little bit. You could tell. Some people can't. Some people are like, she was all over me. It's like, no, she fucking wasn't. I know with the eyes. I know when someone's flirting with me. I know. Eye lock. She's making me uncomfortable. I'm like looking away. I'm like trying not to make eye contact. But every single time I glance over her way, or I say something to her, or she says something to me, she's just trying to capture me. She knows who I am and everything. Big girl, right? I wasn't in her weight range, but I was. And then I come in there again. I'm looking even better. She fucking sees that shit. Oh man, if I wasn't married, Jesus, she ain't even that great looking, but she'd feel great. Damn. Anyway. Go in there, talk to the doctor. I ask him a bunch of questions. I'm not going to bore you all with everything, but he says I'm doing fantastic. He let his guard down a little bit. He said, yeah, when I first diagnosed you, I was a little worried because apparently like my range, there's all sorts of numbers and sets and stuff. I don't know what they all mean. But apparently the normal is in between 6 and 9. 9's getting bad, 10's bad. Anything above 10 is horrible. I was almost at 11 with my range I was supposed to be in. And he said it's really bad. Go in there today, it's at 6. Completely healthy and normal. Completely healthy and normal. Meaning, if I keep up with this, I will have 0 long-term effects of negative effects of, my blood sugar affecting my body. He was very proud. He actually wrote that in his little note. We have a website with the doctors that they could give real-time updates and stuff. If we have a quick question, if they need us to come in, we got like an online chart. I don't know if they do this with other places, but it's kind of cool because it saves phone calls. It saves, walk-ins. You can just check it real quick. And he'll update it and give recommendations and stuff like that. He posted a message on our little private message chat. He says that I'm doing fantastic, and he's very proud of me. That made me feel nice. So, feels good when you please the doctor, when the doctor's proud of you. So that's some good news. But yeah, I was stressed out. I do that every time I have an appointment of any kind. I get stressed as fuck. So no good deed, no good news goes unpunished. I got the good news. And then they say it always comes in 3s. I have 2 of the bad news. Lisa dying is obviously one of them. The other one happened right when we got home. Went to the doctor's, went and had lunch, came home, checked the mailbox, and I got a letter from the towing company that towed my old car, which no longer exists. I apparently owe them $1,500. $1,500 for towing my car without permission that was stolen. Oh, for storage fees. Man, ain't that some shit? We could pay for it. I don't know what I'm going to do with that, though, man. Then they sent it to collection. Short of fighting it in court, which will cost as much money, if not more. I don't know. I kind of would rather take it to court just to say, fuck you. Oh, I don't know. That shit fucking sucks, though. The person that would help me would be Corinne. She's a legal aid. She knows fucking, she passed the bar exam. She helped me out when my mother passed. She's busy right now, though, with dealing with all of Lisa's shit. She's trying to claim the body right now. She's in the middle of trying to claim the body and get funeral arrangements. That's how I know she died, because fucking Susan called and wanted to know the name of the fucking funeral home that handled my mother. Shit is so awkward to talk about. You figure I'd be a little more natural about it by now, but so I owe $1,500. Lisa passes, and then I'm waiting for the third bad thing. I'm trying to think of what it could be. What could bite me in the ass? I know. My teeth. That's what could go wrong. I'm due for another checkup. I haven't been going because I've been busy with fucking everything else. Probably should go. Recent experiences have taught me don't sit on this shit. Something's wrong. You need to deal with it. But I fully expect when I go in there and they check out my teeth, there's going to be a problem. There's not enough tooth there to fucking rework it. We have to pull it. Fully expect some bullshit to go on there. Or maybe I'll get robbed. I don't fucking know. But like I said, I'm going to try to keep these under an hour. I'm not trying to fucking talk your ear off all fucking day. Besides, I got games to play, bitches to fuck, drinks to drink. So I'll see you guys later. But very unfortunate day. I'm playing Octopath Traveler right now. And it's a good fucking game. I did not expect to have so much fun with it. When you play JRPGs and stuff, you play for the overall experience. You play for the story and the characters. This game's different in the way that the actual moment-to-moment gameplay is fun. Like, I'm like, oh, I need to go back and play because it's just fun to play. It's fun to battle. It's fun to level up. It's fun to micromanage. It's fun to fiddle around in the menus. It's just fun. It's fun. It's not something I say very often with JRPGs. I recently played and beat Final Fantasy IV. That was a great game, but the combat was not the funnest. The combat was just stereotypical, atypical JRPG vomit, rinse, repeat, level up, grind. Octopath Traveler gameplay is fun. It's fucking fun. The job system is really fun. I suspect that you're going to be able to switch jobs and have secondary jobs between your characters. I haven't gotten there yet, though. I am having a lot of fun with it. I'm going to play some more of that today. And try to take it easy. And try to fix my goddamn sleep schedule because I got to go to sleep later than 7 a.m. I got like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, I got 6 hours of sleep. I'm good, though. But I got to fix my schedule, man. I'm going to head in the shower. Let's get naked. Ain't no one show up on the stream today. Ain't no one showing up on the stream today, but that's okay. Keep doing you. I'll keep doing me, and I'll see you guys in the next fucking video.